Here's something that's going to change how you see her behavior completely. When a woman starts pulling back, fewer texts, shorter answers, less enthusiasm, most guys assume the worst. They think she's lost interest. They think they did something wrong. And so they either panic and chase harder, or they pull away entirely and lose her. But here's what I need you to understand. I've been that woman. I've gone quiet on a man I was falling for. And it wasn't because I lost interest. It was because the tension got so heavy I didn't know how to carry it anymore. These 20 behaviors look like rejection. They're not. And once you see what's really happening underneath, you'll never misread her again. 1. She stops asking you personal questions. You've noticed it. She used to ask about your day, your plans, your thoughts on things that didn't matter. Now she doesn't. And you're thinking, okay, she's checked out. She doesn't care anymore. But here's what's actually happening. She already knows too much. She's been paying attention to everything you've said for weeks, maybe months. And now she's sitting on a pile of information about you that she didn't ask to accumulate. Every new question feels like she's revealing how closely she's been watching. So she stops asking. Not because she's disinterested, but because asking more feels dangerous. It feels like confessing. If you're paying attention, you'll notice she still reacts to things she shouldn't know about. She'll reference something you mentioned once in passing. That's not a woman who stopped caring. That's a woman who's afraid you'll realize how much she already does. 2. She becomes harder to read than she used to be. In the beginning, she was open. Her expressions matched her words. When she was happy, you knew it. When she was annoyed, you felt it. But lately, she's become a closed book. Her face doesn't give you much. Her tone is even. And you're wondering if she's just over it. Here's what most men miss entirely. When a woman's feelings are casual, she has no reason to hide them. She can laugh freely, react openly, say exactly what she thinks, because there's nothing at stake. But when her feelings deepen, everything changes. Now every reaction feels like exposure. Every smile she gives you might say too much. Every flicker of irritation might reveal that she cares more than she's ready to admit. So she flattens. She neutralizes. She becomes hard to read on purpose. Not because there's nothing there, but because there's too much. The woman who's easy to read around you has nothing to protect. The woman who's suddenly unreadable, she's protecting something she's not ready to hand over yet, and that something is usually her heart. 3. She doesn't laugh as easily at your jokes anymore. You used to make her laugh without trying. A dumb comment, a half-baked observation. She'd crack up like you were the funniest person she'd ever met. Now, she smiles politely, maybe a small chuckle. And you're sitting there thinking you've lost whatever spark you had. But here's what's really going on. When a woman laughs easily at everything you say, she's in the safe zone. She's relaxed. There's no weight to the interaction. Laughter comes freely because nothing is on the line. But the moment her feelings shift into something heavier, laughter becomes complicated. Now, when you say something funny, her instinct is still to laugh, but right behind it is a wave of something else. Attraction, nervousness, the sudden awareness that she's enjoying you too much. So she holds back, not because you're less funny, but because laughing the way she wants to would feel like letting you see straight through her. That controlled smile you're getting now, it's not disinterest, it's restraint. We've been talking about tension, about the moments when she's paying closer attention to you than you realize. And in those moments, whether you land or fade often comes down to one thing, whether you feel fully there or like you're running on empty. When circulation is off, you feel it, not dramatically, but you're duller, heavier, less present, and she notices it before you do, even if neither of you can name what's missing. That's why I've partnered with Axos Supplements on their nitric oxide formula. 2 capsules in the morning, no stimulants, no crash. By evening, you're not dragging, you're solid, grounded, the version of yourself she doesn't want to pull away from. I got you 20% off. First 100 orders only. Links in the description. If you've been feeling off lately and can't figure out why, don't let another month pass like that. Now, let's talk about what it actually means when she seems uncomfortable with you standing close. 4. She seems slightly uncomfortable when you're close. You're standing near her. Nothing unusual, nothing aggressive, and she shifts. She adjusts her position. She suddenly finds something interesting to look at across the room, and you think, she doesn't want me this close. She's not comfortable with me. Most guys take this as rejection and step back. But here's what's actually happening in her body. When a woman is neutral about you, proximity doesn't register. You're just another person standing nearby. But when she's attracted to you, really attracted, your closeness becomes electric. Her heart rate changes. Her skin prickles. She becomes hyper-aware of exactly how many inches are between your shoulder and hers. That discomfort you're sensing, it's not because she wants distance. It's because your nearness is doing something to her that she's not ready to show. She shifts positions to regulate herself. She looks away to break the intensity. If she genuinely wanted you gone, she'd create real distance. she'd move to a different spot entirely. The fact that she stays just slightly uncomfortable tells you everything. 5. She starts leaving gaps in the conversation. The flow used to be effortless. You'd say something, she'd respond. The rhythm was easy. Now there are pauses, silences, moments where she just doesn't fill the space, and you're panicking, thinking the chemistry died. Here's what you're not seeing. Those gaps aren't emptiness, they're fullness. She's pausing because there's too much happening inside her to convert into casual words. When a woman is relaxed and unbothered, conversation is simple. But when her feelings are churning, every response requires filtering. She has to decide what's safe to say. She has to measure how much to reveal. So she leaves gaps. Not because she has nothing to say, but because what she wants to say isn't something she's ready for you to hear. The next time a silence stretches between you, watch her face. If she looks uncomfortable but doesn't leave, if she seems like she's holding something back, that silence isn't disconnection. It's the loudest thing in the room. 6. She stops offering details about her day. She used to tell you everything. The annoying thing her coworker said, what she had for lunch, the small, meaningless updates that made you feel like you were part of her world. Now you get surface-level responses. Fine, good, nothing much. And you're convinced she's shutting you out. But here's what changed. In the early stages, sharing details is easy because it's low stakes. She's just talking. But when her feelings intensify, every detail starts to feel loaded. Telling you about her day means letting you further into her life. It means creating more intimacy than she's prepared to handle. So she pulls back, not to exclude you, but to slow down something that's accelerating faster than she expected. Most men hear nothing much and assume she's bored. But the woman who's genuinely disinterested doesn't withhold. She just doesn't think about you enough to filter. The woman who suddenly goes vague, she's thinking about you constantly. And that's exactly why she's being careful. 7. She takes longer to respond even when she's online. You see the green dot, you know she's there, and yet your message sits unopened for 20 minutes, an hour, sometimes longer, and everything in you says she doesn't care enough to respond. But here's what's happening on her end. She saw your message come in, her heart jumped a little, and then she froze. Because responding immediately feels too eager. It reveals too much. So she waits. She drafts something in her head, deletes it, thinks of something better, questions whether that's too flirty, wonders if she should match your energy or play it cooler. The delay you're experiencing isn't neglect, it's overthinking. And women only overthink messages from men they care about. When she's indifferent, she responds whenever. No mental calculations, no strategic timing. The fact that she's making you wait while she's clearly available, that's the tension doing its work. If you've ever pulled back from a woman because you thought she lost interest, only to realize later you were wrong, type missed below. So we know who's done repeating that pattern. 8. She avoids making direct eye contact when you talk. Her eyes used to meet yours easily. Now she looks at your shoulder, your hands, the table, anywhere but directly at you. And you're reading it as discomfort, like she doesn't want to engage with you anymore. Here's what's really going on. Eye contact is intimate. When feelings are light, it's easy to look at someone. But when attraction deepens, eye contact becomes charged. Looking directly at you means risking that you'll see something in her expression she's not ready to show. It means holding a gaze that might reveal the tension she's carrying. So she avoids it. She looks away not because she's bored, but because looking at you too long makes her feel exposed. Watch for the pattern. If she avoids your eyes during conversation, but you catch her looking when she thinks you won't notice, that's not disinterest. That's a woman who can't stop looking but can't let you catch her doing it. 9. She stops complimenting you like she used to. Early on, she'd notice things. Your shirt, something you said that was clever, the way you handled a situation. You got used to those little affirmations. Now they've stopped, and part of you wonders if she just doesn't see you that way anymore. But here's the shift that happened. When her feelings were simple, compliments were easy. She could tell you something looked good without it meaning anything heavy. But now that her attraction has grown, every compliment feels like a confession. Telling you she likes your voice feels like admitting she thinks about it when you're not around. Mentioning that you look good today feels like handing you proof of how closely she's watching. So she holds back. Not because she stopped noticing, she notices more than ever, but because saying it out loud has started to feel like too much. The compliments didn't disappear because her attraction faded. They disappeared because it got too real to speak casually about. 10. She gets quieter when you mention other women. You brought up a female coworker, maybe a friend, maybe just someone in passing, and she didn't react how you expected. She didn't ask follow-up questions. She didn't joke about it. She just got quiet, and you're wondering if she even cares. She cares. That's the problem. When a woman has no stake in you, other women don't register. She might ask about them casually, make a teasing comment, engage with the topic freely. But when her feelings have grown, when there's something real building, the mention of another woman lands differently. Suddenly, there's a knot in her stomach she didn't expect. There's a flash of something uncomfortable she doesn't want you to see. So she goes quiet. She doesn't ask questions because she doesn't want the answers. She doesn't engage because engaging means pretending she's fine with something that's actually bothering her. That silence isn't indifference. It's the sound of someone who's already more invested than she planned to be, and doesn't know what to do with it yet. 11. She starts ending calls or hangouts earlier. You used to talk for hours. Hangouts would stretch into the night without either of you checking the time. Now she's wrapping things up sooner. She mentions she should probably get going. She yawns and says she's got an early morning, and you're sitting there thinking she's tired of you. But here's what's actually happening. The longer she spends with you, the harder it becomes to hide what she's feeling. Extended time together creates intimacy. It lowers her guard. And right now, her guard is the only thing standing between her and saying something she can't take back. So she cuts things short, not because she wants less of you, but because she doesn't trust herself with more. Watch for the contradiction. She ends things early, but she doesn't seem eager to leave. She says she should go, but lingers for another 10 minutes. That push-pull isn't ambivalence. It's a woman fighting between what she wants and what feels safe. 12. She seems distracted when you're together. She's there, but she's not fully there. Her eyes drift. She checks her phone. She seems like her mind is somewhere else entirely. And you're convinced you've lost her attention, that being around you has become boring. Here's what you're not seeing. When a woman is distracted around someone she doesn't care about, it's genuine disinterest. She's thinking about other things because you're not registering. But when she's distracted around someone she's attracted to, something different is happening. She's trying not to stare at you. She's managing the thoughts running through her head. She's creating small breaks in her attention because sustained focus on you feels too intense. That distraction isn't her mind wandering away from you. It's her mind working overtime to manage what she feels about you. If she didn't care, she'd be relaxed and present. The fact that she seems scattered means you're taking up more mental space than she knows how to handle. 13. She stops initiating physical touch. She used to find excuses. A hand on your arm, a playful shove, sitting close enough that your knees touched. Now she keeps her hands to herself. She maintains a careful distance, and you're thinking the attraction must have faded. But here's what shifted. When her feelings were light, touch was easy. It didn't mean anything heavy. But now that her attraction has deepened, every touch carries weight. Reaching for your arm means acknowledging that she wants to touch you. Sitting close means admitting she craves your proximity, and she's not ready for you to know that yet. So she stops initiating. Not because she doesn't want contact. She thinks about it constantly. But because initiating now feels like making a move she can't walk back. The absence of her touch isn't rejection. It's restraint. And restraint only exists when there's something powerful being held back. 14. She brings up friendship more than before. Lately, she's been saying things like, "You're such a good friend," or "I'm glad we're friends," more often than usual. And every time you hear it, something sinks in your chest. You think she's drawing a line, putting you in a box, making sure you know where you stand. Here's what's actually happening. She's not labeling you. She's convincing herself. When a woman's feelings start crossing into territory that scares her, she reaches for safe language. Friendship is safe. Friendship is controllable. By saying it out loud, she's trying to contain something that's already spilling over the edges. Pay attention to when she says it. If it comes right after a moment that felt charged, a lingering look, an almost too honest conversation, a silence that got heavy, she's not clarifying. She's retreating. That friendship language isn't a boundary. It's a fire extinguisher she's spraying on something that's already burning. 15. She becomes less available on short notice. You used to text and she'd be free. Spontaneous hangouts happened easily. Now she needs more notice. She's got things going on. She can't just drop everything anymore. And you're reading it as her deprioritizing you. But here's the real shift. When her feelings were casual, seeing you was simple. Low stakes, easy, yes. But now that her feelings have weight, every time she sees you requires preparation. She needs to get her head right. She needs to decide how much she's going to let herself show. She needs to build up the walls that keep crumbling every time you're around. That's why short notice doesn't work anymore. It's not that she doesn't want to see you. It's that seeing you unprepared feels dangerous. She needs time to armor up. And the fact that she needs armor at all tells you exactly how much she's protecting. 16. She gives shorter answers to open-ended questions. You ask about her weekend and she says good. You ask what she's been thinking about and she says nothing much. Questions that used to unlock long conversations now hit a wall. And you're wondering if she's just done engaging with you. Here's what's underneath those short answers. When her feelings were simple, talking was easy. She could ramble without worrying about what she revealed. But now everything she says feels like potential evidence. Telling you what she's been thinking about might expose that she's been thinking about you. Describing her weekend might reveal how much she wished you were part of it. So she keeps it short. Not because there's nothing to say, but because there's too much. Those clipped responses aren't disinterest. They're a dam holding back a flood. And dams only exist when there's pressure behind them. 17. She stopped sending you things that reminded her of you. She used to share songs, memes, random videos, little fragments of her day that made her think of you. Now your chat is quieter. She's not sending those unprompted messages anymore, and you're taking it as a sign she's stopped thinking about you. She hasn't stopped. If anything, she thinks about you more. But that's exactly the problem. Before, sending you something felt casual. Now it feels loaded. Every meme is a confession that you crossed her mind. Every song is an admission that you've gotten into her head in ways she didn't plan. So she holds back. She saves those thoughts for herself instead of letting them reach you. The silence in your chat isn't emptiness. It's full of everything she's choosing not to send. And she's choosing not to send it because it would tell you too much. 18. She seems to hold back when you get emotionally closer. The conversation goes somewhere real. You share something honest. The air gets heavier in a good way. And just when you expect her to meet you there, she pulls back. She deflects. She makes a joke. She changes the subject. And you're left feeling like she doesn't want that depth with you. Here's what's happening in those moments. Emotional closeness is intimacy. And intimacy with you has become something she doesn't fully trust herself with. When you go deep, everything in her wants to follow. But following means letting you see her clearly. It means dropping the distance she's been carefully maintaining. And she's not ready for what comes after that. So she redirects. Not because she doesn't want closeness, but because wanting it this much terrifies her. That deflection isn't disinterest. It's self-protection. And she's only protecting herself because there's something real at stake. 19. She doesn't react as strongly to your wins anymore. You tell her about something good that happened. A promotion, a goal you hit, something you're proud of. She responds, but the enthusiasm isn't what it used to be. No exclamation marks. No, that's amazing. Just a measured nice or cool. And you're wondering if she even cares about your life anymore. She cares more than she knows how to show. That's the issue. When her feelings were casual, celebrating you was simple. Now every enthusiastic response feels like exposure. Getting excited about your wins means admitting she's invested in your life. It means showing that your happiness affects hers directly. So she plays it cool. She mutes her reaction to protect herself. That flatness you're receiving isn't apathy. It's a woman trying to hide how much she actually feels. Because the truth is, your wins make her heart swell in ways she's not ready for you to see. 20. She starts acting more formal around you. Something's shifted in how she talks to you. There's a politeness that wasn't there before. She's measured, careful. The easy banter has been replaced by something more restrained. And you're thinking she's creating professional distance, like you've been demoted in her mind. But here's what that formality actually means. Formality is armor. When her feelings were light, she could be casual because nothing was at risk. But now that her feelings have grown, casual feels dangerous. Casual leads to slipping up. Casual leads to saying something too revealing or laughing too freely or looking at you a second too long. So she adds structure. She adds politeness. She creates rules for herself and how she engages with you. That formality isn't distance. It's discipline. And discipline is only required when there's something she's trying to control. What she's trying to control is how obvious it's becoming that she wants you. Here's what changes once you understand this. You stop reacting to the surface. You stop panicking when she pulls back. You stop mistaking tension for rejection. And you start recognizing that the discomfort you're sensing isn't the end of something. It's the weight of something that hasn't been spoken yet. But seeing these signals is only half of it. Because once you know she's feeling something, the next question becomes, how does she actually tell you? Not through distance or silence, but through the things she does when she's ready for you to know. And most men miss those signals entirely. They're subtle, they're easy to misread, and they almost never look the way you'd expect. The next video breaks down exactly how women communicate desire when words feel too risky, the specific behaviors that say what she can't. Once you pair what you've learned here with what's in that video, you'll never wonder where you stand again.